Hey, what's going on?
Oh shit.
You guys are listening to the Millennial Hipsters podcast. It is Boofmatic.
Just jump right in.
And right now, we have V.
Yo, what's up?
And Jam B in studio today. So,
everybody in the podcast world out there. Listening to us, supporting us, giving us your feedback, telling us why we suck. No, I'm joking.
Nah, man, fuck y'all.
Oh, see, someone told me I was swearing too much, and it's just a hard thing to do, folks. Not swear. You know what I mean?
See, Jam ain't changed, even though the fame and the money and after the fame and the scandalous relationships and the tabloid, Jam ain't changed. Fuck the followers. Hashtag.
He's been saying that since the first one. I was about to say, what's the point of having a fucking podcast if I can't just swear on it?
True. Feel you. Yeah, right. Free spoken word.
Anyways, that's not what we're here for today.
We were talking about switching up the frames on your glasses earlier, and how that's like a thing, switching up frames. And then we got into dudes that wear the glasses with no lenses.
Yeah, because currently right now in the group, me and V are like the glasses wearers. Like
But Boof wears glasses too.
I mean,
but he's not true.
Oh,
you
shit.
know,
Okay, no,
I'm just saying,
No, what he's saying is
we
I'm not
adopted you. Like we took, with open arms and everything. But we're like the guys that wear the glasses.
No.
I think he's trying to say I'm not fashionista. I'm not fashion nova with these guys. So I wear glasses.
I'll take that.
I wear
I'll take
glasses
that.
to see things.
But yeah. Anyway, back to the.
Shout out to Fashion Nova. But that might boil Boof's blood, because I swear he was flexing glasses before I was flexing glasses back in the early days.
Yeah.
Like he was wearing glasses. I remember when he was wearing glasses.
true.
Glasses,
I remember when he was wearing.
school.
I think that's what got him into that whole optical type.
And then
that's an old.
And then he decided to abandon us and only wear them at work.
This is it's like a Game of Thrones type glasses wearers versus non-glasses wearers. But yeah, man. Okay, we just hijacked it there. My bad.
That's okay. Shit. I guess our listeners should know, man. We have a lot of topics that we are gonna try to cover tonight.
We late.
We actually missed an episode last week. Due to some technical difficulties. I guess I'll say.
Word up. But we back.
We're back.
All right. We appreciate the patience.
We back.
And everyone that listens to us, and they find out we have a podcast. I try not to.
Pretty soon. You guys.
I try not to broadcast it yet, but for the people that do find out, they're really interested to hear what we have to say, how we act on the mic or whatever. So it's cool. Thanks for checking us out, and we definitely want to listen to our feedback and stuff like that. So that was a quick shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Boof has so much to say.
No, the thing is, okay. Well, I wanna talk about what happened today. Was this news from today where the self-driving car? Self-driving car.
This is so crazy.
That happened today?
No, I don't. It happened. I'm sure it happened this week.
This week, eh? So, self-driving car hits a pedestrian.
Do you see the video?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually just saw it right before you walked in. So it's fresh in my mind.
It's pretty scary.
What happened?
Okay. Comments on the video, first it looks like he's crossing a highway.
Yo, it did look like a huge road. It looked like a big road, like a road that you should not be normally crossing on a bike. That's what it looked like to me. But hey, I wasn't there. It was also dark.
Mm-hmm. So it was dark, and you really don't see him. I don't know how these cars work, if it's based on the light sensor, but you really don't see him until the light bounces off.
It
of
was a
him
woman. It was a woman
in the car.
No, a woman that was hit, I believe.
A woman hit a woman.
Oh, okay.
But so it was what it looked like in the video, because I literally just saw it.
It did look like what? Yeah.
When you're taking one of those road trips and there's fields on both sides, and it's only a 2-lane highway stretch of highway, and you're just going 100 or 90 or whatever the kilometers is. It's not a normal road, and this random ass girl. And to note, there's no street lights on the sides. This is country fucking roads, and this lady is driving her. Well, she's not driving, but she's in a self-driving car, she's like looking at her phone.
She looked like she was sleeping.
She probably would have been dozing off or something. But I didn't see her like actually looking through the windshield.
You do get a reaction though. You
Yeah,
see
you do
a
have a
reaction on the
reaction,
video. Yeah.
My thing is just like breaking down the video. I'm just like, okay, why are you crossing the road so slowly?
Yeah.
A busy ass highway type of road too, with your bike in the dark, and this lady at the same time in the self-driving car is like not really paying attention. She's put all her faith into this new technology, this new self-driving car, and she's like literally looking at her phone the entire time, looking up every so often, but like and it's just like,
Is that what the video shows?
yeah,
It shows her looking at her phone, eh?
yeah, well, she's looking at something or sleeping or something.
To me, it looks like the lady was straight up taking a nap. I mean, while the car
Yeah.
drives her to the destination, and this is the thing.
So
like,
this situation really brings up a lot of questions in terms of like the future of self-driving cars and like people being responsible and people, you know, being aware of their surroundings on both ends.
like,
I'm not putting the blame on either of them right now, but I'm just saying I'm trying to break it down in all different aspects here. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think, listen, when you see the headline and you see like, oh, self-driving car by Uber hits and kills woman in Arizona, you're like, all right, the self-driving cars are out of here. Let's get the self-driving cars out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then upon that assessment, like upon your assessment, I do see like, it's hard to listen. It's hard for me to place blame because I wasn't there, right? So it's like, it's hard to, but it does look like what we would consider to be a highway. And this on video, for what it appears to be, she comes out of nowhere. Like she like just jumps right in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, I don't know how it essentially works. Like, do you get in the Uber, you press a button, what, like, is that it? And also, if this was like in full-fledged operation, like, I'm surprised I haven't heard more about it. You know, this happened in Arizona.
Yeah.
And this was like a thing, right? And she was I believe she was just a regular average Joe customer, right? It wasn't a pilot. I'm not sure what the particulars are, but if it was like if they're already doing it somewhere, that's insane. That's actually, that part is what I'm
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
But you know, they
have these services like already in the works.
That's what it is. That's what's crazy to me too. At the same time, while I'm processing this, but what I will say is that, yeah, in this situation, it's kind of hard to place the blame. But when you do have a self-driving car, it's like, I'll probably play devil's advocate and say, you know, your self-driving car has to be ready for things like this.
Oh yeah,
especially in a dense city where tons of people are getting Uber and whatnot. But I can see how, you know, it can mitigate some of Uber's blame, because it did look like she came out of nowhere, you know. But that's just my take. It is scary though. It's like a Black Mirror episode all over again. Like,
yeah, we keep bringing that up. Like the whole thing about like, should you be allowed to sleep in a in a self-driving car?
Scary.
There's a million
would you
questions.
want to though?
There's a million questions.
Do you feel that comfortable?
Like, what are the precautions? What's the process to basically get into one of these? Like, do you need to be? Do they need to screen you and be like, okay, how many hours of sleep have you gotten? Are you gonna be falling asleep in this car? You know, these are the precautions you're gonna have to take if you're planning on falling asleep or checking your phone or whatever, right? Or here's the emergency brake, or like, you know, whatever. Like, there's so many things, because I don't know. To me, when it comes to like AI technology and like just technology coming up that's gonna be
like Will Smith, iRobot.
Yeah, like. All these things that are going to be taking over like human processes. It's like, you know, how smart are they? Yeah. Like at this point, and how smart are they going to be in the future? You know?
Yeah, I'm just surprised. Like, I don't really know much about it. If it was already a full-fledged thing in Arizona, there are a million questions I have already. But how is the passenger assessed?
Yeah,
you know, like there's no other human assessing like what the passenger. What if there's like a belligerent? You know what I mean? So it was obviously probably a controlled pilot.
Like, what is your background? Are you stable?
Yeah, no, I'll bet that it was like a controlled pilot.
Yeah,
it was like a controlled like test run that Uber was trying out. And
that was probably a test run
under wraps or whatever it may be.
Of course.
Still crazy though. Something that made headlines. That
too bad for that person that got hit. That's you know, it's a crazy story, and it kind of. it kind of puts a sour taste in people's mouths. I feel like when it comes to like this type of technology, and like because a lot of people have been talking about self-driving cars for a bit now, right? I mean,
it's very sensitive. It's a super sensitive subject. I think this is the fucking straw that broke the
to
camel's
be
back.
honest, fuck. I mean, when it comes to self-driving, like I don't give a fuck. I'm driving my own fucking car. Like I put in all this work like for like years to learn how to drive a car. I'm driving my fucking car, and I'm going where I want to go when I want to go, not paying nobody else to drive me around.
You know,
that's just me.
You know, one day you're gonna listen back on this in your self-driving car.
Yo, I'm never gonna listen to this. I'm telling you.
You're like,
I've never listened to this
you
podcast.
don't even deny the self-driving car part. You're like, whoa, hold on,
bro. I'm never you guys on YouTube. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm never gonna listen to this podcast. Frick. Like running the scam shit out of like clinics and like. You know what I mean? It's not unheard of. I just think this guy just got caught, and because it's the TTC, people are just losing it, right? I think the TTC gets a lot of flack though. Like I hate to beat a dead horse, but I think the TTC just like this city on the TTC, like they go in. They're like, yo, the buses are late, the drivers are shitty, like fuck the TTC, you know? Even the employees hate the TTC, which is crazy. Like it's so nuts.
They don't have much to work with, to be honest, man. Like infrastructure wise, I guess they need that $9 billion, but like what they have right now, it just doesn't cut it for the population.
Yeah. I really can't speak on the TTC since I haven't ridden it in a while. But I mean, the $9 billion is good. Like we need that. Like look at the fucking streetcars downtown. Like they're like breaking down. Like they're fucking slowing traffic. You know, like I know they've replaced a couple of them,
right?
And a couple of the actual like subway cars and everything.
Yeah, they have.
So if they need more money for that and to like extend subway routes, which they definitely need for Scarborough, I'm all for it. Wherever they got the money from, I don't know, fucking ask. But,
it's Toronto, baby.
It's like, yo, we got $9 billion. I'm like, all right. Yo, put $9 billion in the couch still. They're right next to the remote.
There's like traces of Coke in the dollar, like in the bills and shit. There's like Colombian Coke in your 20s when you pull it out.
There's American money in there.
It's all blood money.
There's some American. Oh, you better believe there's some American money in there.
Fucking $9 billion in the couch.
Yeah, Mom.
Where's the remote?
It's crazy. Shit.
But like streetcars, like you shouldn't even have streetcars in the first place. What other city has streetcars?
Yeah.
Besides San Francisco. But that's like,
it just forces you to be able to get downtown with how much traffic there is. If you're commuting, like a streetcar will literally, because there's already a designated rail, right?
Yeah.
So if you're commuting and you listen, in a bus, I don't think you'd be able to navigate the streets downtown.
Yeah.
Unless there's a streetcar just plowing through everything.
I don't know if their whole thing is about the streetcars. I don't know, man.
They might get rid of them. They might. You know,
I mean, they've had them for like probably like 40 years.
Maybe more.
Those streetcars?
Maybe more.
50 years, probably.
Yeah, it's like it's so much of it is there already. You can't just like
Rip it out.
Yeah.
Yo, there's so many streetcar tracks downtown. It's retarded. Like, you're like anywhere you go with your car, you're just driving on it. You're just going boom, 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 boom. Like, it's just like fuck.
Like, they don't want
To rip all this shit out of the road and then repave the road.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's why they're like
not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that. But yeah. What's next on the docket?
What is like popping right
If you still
now?
want to talk about the TTC, I saw a thing on the news where you know those people who perform in like the subway stations and stuff?
Yeah.
So
The Buskers.
Buskers, you need a license for that.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
now they want to hire like 2 or 3 more buskers, and they're doing it through the internet. So they're gonna have people audition, and
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's actually really
And then
good.
people vote for it,
Huh.
and then I think the winner also gets
Some cash.
they get cash, they get the busker license, they get to do whatever, and they get some studio time and get to like put out record like
Yo,
a
that
professional.
sounds like
only
all
in
good
Canada.
stuff,
That is
man.
sick. That is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
there's a culture of buskers in Toronto. We have like the annual Busker Fest
Yep.
where they all
serious?
come through. Yeah,
Wow.
it's lit. And like some buskers, they come out of that like from homelessness, you know, and then they find
Yeah.
themselves
Yeah,
on
no,
the
for
street
real.
and making decent change, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Like,
they're making more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
you know, like
Definitely.
I'm not gonna say, yo, I want a life like a busker, because listen, it's like, come on, I'm grateful for what I have, but I'm saying is that some days I won't have change and I will look at the busker bin, okay, And like, listen, I get envious of buskers sometimes because they're also having a fucking sick time. The buskers that like doing it, they're having a great time out there.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So
one guy I used to go to college with, like, he was a fucking unicyclist.
That's sick.
And like, yeah, man, he was sick. He'd do tricks like spin and everything. Like,
and just be out
and
there.
he'd be juggling too.
I want to give a shout out to Finch Station. There's a couple of buskers. I don't know them personally, but I've dropped 50 cents here and there.
Good.
This guy who plays a saxophone. Shout out to him. He's amazing in the morning because it's the morning.
Yeah, it's sick when there's no radio playing.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, where there's
morning.
where there's places where they can't put a radio.
Yeah,
buskers will take advantage of that and just play like lit sax or some shit.
Yeah. He's just there, like, and you swear you're listening to like live jazz, and it's just this one saxophone player.
So
just,
good.
Sometimes you see them like team up too and squad up. Perform
It's
together.
better than the radio though, right?
Yeah, no,
you get
like,
live sax. It's like
music.
it's pretty
Live
luxury,
music,
bro.
yeah.
Like
When you think about it, like they're performing to more people than like some low key artist who sells out like a small venue. You know?
yeah, it's pretty
because
sick.
enough people are passing by and
true.
still listening.
That's
like,
true.
like
It's like a
selling-
podcast you can't ignore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like we should just set
We
up
should just
right
podcast
there.
in the studio right now.
They're just like flipping toonies at it.
Yeah, no, I agree with those opinions. Nice. But yeah, actually, let's just end this with buskers. But I have to shout out the busker at Walmart by Morningside and fucking Milner. Have you ever seen him? And he talks about what you're wearing
At the theater.
No.
at the theater. He's like the guy with the red coat. He's in a red coat. You know that
If
dude?
you're a couple and you go to that,
Yeah.
or even if you're just
Roast
with a
you.
girl or a girl who's your friend, he'll just say like, "Oh, there goes the guy tonight with his pretty lady. I hope they're not gonna go make a baby or something." He's gonna say some wild shit to make you embarrassed on
Yo,
purpose.
shout out to that busker, bro. Morningside and Milner. You'll see him sometimes. Bro, sometimes he's out there in the worst weather ever. Like, he's out there in, like, the worst weather, and he's just having a great time.
He's chill. He's chill.
He's a funny guy.
I saw him in the LCBO right across from the theater.
Yeah, I see him at the
after.
LCBO.
But
too.
yo, he's like upgraded over the years.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, like he has a stool now. You know, like
shit.
before he just like
You know what's crazy?
his clothes looks better. Like like.
He's wearing, like, flyer shit than you.
This guy's like leveling up like every year.
Yeah, man.
That's what it is in Toronto. It's like if
it's
the
pretty
man
sick.
comes above you, up above
Yeah, exactly.
too high, you can be like, I don't know if I'll be giving that guy toonies. I'll reduce it to a loony now. Like,
This is what my tooties have been doing. Like,
I've been buying you new Pumas, bro.
buying him new strings for his guitar and shit.
Oh my god. Yo, I don't know if you want to segue, if you want to take over. But what? Run that again.
Oh, that's
from King's
his
Dead.
future.
Wow.
Miss me with that bullshit.
Oh, yeah, it's like that.
okay.
This slob on my knob?
Yeah. La-di-da-di-da.
I just thought it was funny.
You got that from the...
I got
Okay, I just want to say all these rappers are that's actually from a Juicy J
shit.
song.
Wow,
I think the song is called Slob on My
Hey,
Knob.
Future's actually been
Oh yeah,
quiet.
yeah, that's
I
classic.
haven't heard of
Future has
in a
been
bit.
quiet. But wait, let's save the music
save the
shit.
music.
All right,
Let's save the hip-hop shit for
I
later.
want to talk about sports
Oh, sorry.
or the Raptors.
Yo, the Raptors.
But they what happened, John? They lost their winning streak yesterday.
Yeah, they lost their road winning streak.
Yeah.
to the Cavs.
Okay.
And you caught me on a bad week when I've been missing like the last
Oh,
2-3 games.
Damn it. Shit.
Yeah, sports guy. Sports guy.
I know John keeps up with this
Sports
stuff,
commentary, man. We need
But
that.
yo, they were putting it up against the Cavs and like.
But I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah,
like,
of course. I mean, you can't doubt LeBron James when he's on the court. And
Like even like the Cavs, they weren't really doing that well. But when it comes to the point where we have to make a statement, prove a point, like these guys think they're the top team and they're just gonna come in here and
Right.
and then LeBron puts on a show.
Of course, yeah, no doubt. You could feel the tension there, man.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I saw some clips like the passes he was throwing was like insane.
It was just showmanship.
Like no one else can
Yeah.
do that. No one else can do that.
that pass that he threw to what's the guy's name? Love.
Yeah, like towards
At the end, yeah, that was that was crazy.
That was nasty.
Just
Like-
went boom.
Like
Like a tennis ball.
That was crazy.
was
Like,
like-
yeah, it was like
It was like
exactly,
like it was just
exactly.
small.
it's
like-
like he's playing a game on arcade mode. Like
Yeah.
pass is
Wham,
linear.
wham, wham.
It's straight
You even see it.
into his mitts, and he's just ready to shoot it. The shooter doesn't have to fumble the ball or anything. It's just
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, like a glove.
He passes the ball like a pitcher pitches like a ball in baseball.
Like you
Yeah.
toss a pebble on a
Like
fucking
literally,
lake.
you don't even see the ball hit his hand. It just goes boom.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
crazy, man. That play was crazy. But we you know what? Like, Raps did a good job, yo. We definitely
we were sweating out
put
there, man. Fuck.
we put in hard work, yo.
That was best
hard
in
in
the
the
East
paint.
versus best in the South,
Yeah.
right?
So we're not first in the Eastern Conference anymore.
I think standings wise, but it doesn't matter. Man.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay. Damn.
These guys relax during the regular season, and the playoffs as a whole. and
That's
the
what it is,
whole
right?
different
That's
game.
when like everyone stands outside Air Canada Center.
You can't get a seed.
Can't get a seat.
all the young 20-year-old youth gum.
All the OVO jerseys and
Yeah.
OVO Jordans.
OVO joke.
Yo, speaking of, listen, we're just like on Canada, and I'm about to like bust out the Canadian topics, but like I don't know if we want to go this way. But, yo, did you hear about what's going on with Datsuk? You know Datsuk, obviously you know Datsuk.
Oh yeah, the rape allegations.
Here we go.
This is like
Another one of my mans.
another one of your mans.
Allegations. Here we are.
Yeah, John, you're like, yo, they keep doing this to my mans.
Yeah.
Sexual allegations against that.
Wait, what other mans of yours have been caught with sexual allegations though?
Aziz Ansari,
Oh, shit.
Louis C.K.
Okay, all right, yeah.
But they're like everyone's mans, not just my mans.
But Datsuk is more of a niched.
Yeah.
You know, like you could. I feel like you could still say that with Datsuk. But yeah, man. So the story is now he has victims of his own who he's sexually assaulted, and they're coming out, and
Yeah.
his labels dropped him. Like all of his support has been completely like void of any market. They're just completely dissociated with him. He stopped all of his tours for the rest of the year.
Compared to the other things I've read about, like Louis C.K.,
Yeah,
pretty
those are
bad.
the stories. Yeah,
Aziz Ansari wasn't really that bad, but this one sounds pretty bad.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do because they're riddled with drugs. It's just
Yeah.
like the stories are riddled with just drugs and partying and just like.
I mean, that's the scene.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
is
my
the scene.
thing
It is the
too.
scene.
weird.
It's the
That's what I
scene.
mean, like-
We've all been in, like, we've all been to raves and stuff, and then you see what fucking goes on at like just regular ass raves. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
And then
it doesn't excuse it, but at the same time, it's just like, fuck,
Well, yeah,
I
let's
mean,
talk about that. Like the fact that he's a musician in the EDM scene, particularly, kind of amplifies this a little bit more than it would if if it's like the Louis C.K. incident. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
where sex isn't explicitly associated with the industry.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why we're not as surprised.
Right.
Like when it comes to the
Yeah.
EDM scene, we're surprised when it comes to like
comedians.
Hollywood.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
I mean, at the least, we're surprised. by
we're
that.
at least,
Right,
yeah,
right.
because it's not blatantly out there.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
But with the EDM scene, I mean,
It's like it's already riddled with like sex,
Sexual
drugs,
drugs, the
just
music is
sweaty
just so
prepubescence. Like
engrossed in
yeah,
it.
even
Yeah,
the
I
music.
mean,
you just see like fluorescent colors, like
No, you go to
shit
these festivals.
swinging all over.
Yeah, you go to these festivals and shit, and girls are literally wearing nothing. They're wearing like
Yeah.
little stickers on their boobs
Yeah,
and
man.
a thong, and then that's their fucking outfit.
like a flower in there.
but then does that justify it though?
No,
That's
no,
the thing.
Right,
Here we
that's
go.
the thing.
Yeah.
Because then you have that whole movement saying like there's this parties going on, but that of course that's an easy argument. But
It doesn't justify it.
I'll
Well, that's
say
not saying it's right.
I'll say with young people, especially huge masses of young people on who knows what type of illicit drugs by the masses, yo. You're telling me that it's like people are going to be making these like sound moral judgments and being like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Especially when you're 18 years old, 19 years old. And also, listen, this shit happens at the all ages shits too, man.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're at a festival and some kids get in, like, it's a wrap, you know? They're going to be taking advantage of all that shit.
And like, stuff like this happens in regular club settings. We're not just like, pinpointing EDM for this, because like, you could go to a hip hop club, like, some dudes will still be acting kind of creepy or whatever, but
Right.
I feel like it's they're more susceptible to being creepy. I mean, it's more those scenes are more susceptible to being like that,
The EDM scene.
more than like hip hop or other stuff,
No, I see what you're saying. And
because it's like there's more drugs involved.
Absolutely.
There's like just like girls dressed
Drugs,
anyhow.
liquor.
Like,
It's just trying. It's
like
the
a-
ultimate party, is what it is.
yeah,
right.
Hypersexualized culture.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
came to my
have the
mind.
ultimate party without sex.
And we were kind of like earlier on, like, and I got into debate with this with someone too, because I'm an avid, like, I like hip hop a lot. I like rap music, and like I know people that love EDM. I love EDM, like it's great. But I will say, like, I'm always like I kind of contrast the two scenes, and I think I made this comparison to like someone earlier on the week. I said, you know, at the hip hop club or the jam, sometimes sure, there's like people are lit, like they're drunk off their asses or whatever it may be, but like I still feel like you gotta have like some game to get some, and I'm speaking completely from like a dude's perspective here.
There is a difference.
You gotta have like some game to get to the spit at some of the girls at some of these clubs, right? But whereas like an EDM scene, those kind of parties is like you get by like the mosh pits and you get by like the areas where people are fucking wilding, you know what I mean? And like you can grab onto pretty much like, bro, it's like a free range, you know, in my personal experience. And I just think like now when we bring it back to Datsik, it's like, you know, some of these kids party so fucking hard, and then it's like for them to meet the star and do it with the star himself is like
the thing. But I mean, like that's how it's.
They're seen as like as rock stars.
That's like gods to some of these kids.
That's
like,
what I'm about to say. Like when rock and roll is out,
they are the rock and rollers.
This is what was happening. This is what was happening. The girls go on in the tour bus type of thing. Like,
but the allegations that like were brought up against him were like the girls were clearly saying no, and he just kept going.
I didn't really dig into
I didn't know that part.
That's an assault.
But I know that it was like he had also, you know, he was also implicated as to what he would do is he would give certain girls like a ticket or like through his promoter.
Right.
And on the ticket it would say Tulsa on it, which is like it's like a city, and I'm not sure exactly where it is in the States, but backwards Tulsa means a slut. So he'd give it to all the girls he'd want to come back to the tour bus, and then he would just like give them cocktails of just drugs and shit, or like lace their shit, and who knows what other indiscretions would be. But most of the time, a lot of the victims, I shouldn't even say most of the time, pretty much all the victims said that, hey, like I was explicitly drugged. I woke up like fucked up, like I didn't have like, you know, I didn't have like underwear and shit. Like the stories get pretty deep.
At the same time, they could have gone there and saw all those cocktails and shit and be like, no, I'm not about this. So.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, and that's where it ties into like when you're that age and you're partying and you meet the fucking celebrity, like your state of mind is, you know what I mean?
You're like, oh, I'm never gonna get this opportunity again.
Right?
You can't say no. It's a fucked up situation.
It's a tricky situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Lots of different angles.
And this like kind of, I'm not saying that these girls are groupies, but groupie culture has been around since like the 50s.
From
like,
time.
you know, with like these like Elvis and like girls throwing each other. I mean, not throwing each other.
Probably each other.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? You know,
put a body on the stage.
Gets freaky and shit.
Elvis like a rough.
But yeah, like, you know, girls throwing themselves at superstars and shit like that. You know, who knows what the fuck happened back then, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's unfortunate, you know.
I just think,
this whole situation.
Absolutely, no, for sure.
But this, I'm just saying that this is not a new thing.
It's
this has been
unfortunate.
happening a lot, and it's, you know, it's a lot of the cases is not right.
It's unfortunate because all these allegations aside, he made some fucking bangers.
That's sick. And listen, for you guys who aren't familiar with Datsik's work, if you guys have ever heard that joint Swagga, guess I got my swagga back when he samples Jay-Z, like that was pretty much like that song was like fucking one of his huge hitters. If you didn't know Datsik at that time, you would have known him for that song, like especially if you were in adolescence or going to school.
Oh
or something.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
That song was crazy.
And
he's Canadian too, so that's why kind of hits home for
Vancouver,
us.
right?
Yeah.
He's a Vancouver, BC boy.
But I think the undertone for me is that like when this happens in the EDM scene, like I hate to say it, but like I'm
Not surprised.
I'm more desensitized to this kind of stuff in the EDM scene, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised in the least when I heard about this. You know.
Yeah, and that's
It's just
tragic.
like,
really, that is tragic.
It is pretty bad still. Like, you know.
I think
that
at this
like
point,
people are desensitized to this type of stuff already. But yeah.
for sure. I think at this point, I just hope that like, you know, Datsik's talented. Of course, like he's put in work. Like, so I think honestly, like, I think what it is that like these celebrities, some of these people, like they just need help, right? Because they get into the industry and then they become victims to the industry.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, yo, I am a god.
I have this much money. I
Right,
can
I have this much power.
They're in a different world than like, you know, the average person, right? So like they're probably thinking like, yeah, I mean, of course I should do this.
Right.
Of course this situation should go down. Like this is here for taking. Everything's mine. Like, you know what I mean? Who knows how they think, but like, you know.
So yeah, man. Like, I hope the victims and I hope the victims and the culprits, like, you know what I mean, get the help that they need in those situations. Yeah, man. Okay, we're like so Canadian because. Bruh, the LCBO cannabis logo dropped, and that's another Canadian topic. Bro, we like 6 in the 6.
So I mean, okay, a lot of people are complaining about the logo. I personally, well, how much?
This is just jokes. I can't even fathom that this has happened.
So basically, the Canadian government, they hired a third party. I'm not really sure, but they hired a third party essentially to design the new logo for the legal cannabis government-regulated store. And the logo was super simple. It was like Arial 12 font.
It's a circle over. I'll pull it up. I'll pull
Okay, I'm getting some weird results on Google.
If we can post a picture of it. But yo, pull it up. I'll pull it up. And
it is simple. I like it because it's simple. All right.
Which one is it?
Just the circle. The circle. The
This?
OCS. Yep.
Yeah.
No, look. Okay. We'll go around the table. I want to start by saying that.
What?
I like it because it's simple. And it doesn't have to scream weed store.
Yeah.
That's Boofmatic. That's just what I think.
I'm branding that right now.
All right, V, what do you think? Let's go around the table with this one.
You know what? I think it is a very simple logo, and I think it's super like metrosexual, like fashion type. It's like chic. It's like weed chic, sorta. You know how everything's like subtle with it. But I do think what people have qualms with here is that what was the budget for this fucking thing? Like
the budget.
600K.
I know, like how much
Like
how much R&D and research,
right? And they were paid like some incredulous amount of money, like $600,000.
Over half a mil went into this. Over half a mil.
Well, what do you think? Do you think you could have whipped? Do you think you could have whipped that up with
like
Times New Roman? Type 12?
I don't know what to say. Like
we see the LCBO sign, and that's pretty simple too.
Well,
just the fucking letters, bro.
If they spend $600,000 on this, then I say they're dumbasses.
Right.
But I do like the logo.
And we better get used to it now.
It's just simple. It is what it is. We're buying and selling weed now. No big deal.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's the budget, I guess. I could agree with the people being a little cheesed over it.
Yeah.
Like $500,000?
That's crazy.
Like,
you know, some artist from France was like, this is the new chic. This is the new chic. Yes, it may be simple, but it yells, it screams perplexity.
But like, they must have went through like thousands of other things.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, what are they allotting the money to? It's true. We just think we just smack dab wrote a check for this circle and font. Like, no, I don't think that was the
people have to get paid or something.
So this is gonna be in LCBO as like part of the thing?
I think it's a separate store,
entity.
or maybe they'll have.
Or is it like
I can't imagine them selling weed and liquor at the same time.
you go into the Shoppers Drug Mart and the pharmacy is over there, kind of thing?
I'm not sure how they'll implement that.
They
haven't talked about that.
Yeah, we're still not
released
sure.
the logo. Or
It's weird because it's so weird. Because you can't buy alcohol at Shoppers, right? No, right? So it's like.
Jam, do you have any thoughts on it as a graphic designer?
Oh yeah, we got a graphic designer right here. Yeah.
This guy,
Jam B, graphic design, jack of many trades.
Okay.
You should pull up the volume on those
that for my intro. So, my take on it is that it's a fucking government, man. It's a fucking government. Like, you know, people,
All right.
people are like, you know, kind of bugging over the fact that it's simple. Some people are like, okay, whatever. The thing is that it's the government, and they're thinking of this in like political terms, and like, you know, they're thinking about this in like how it's going to be portrayed to like the public,
Right.
So they don't want their opinion to be like swayed, or like to be viewed in a certain way. They definitely want to stay away from the pro-weed side, and they definitely want to stay away from the non-weed side. So they're just like, you know what? We're gonna make this fucking neutral as fuck.
12 Tahoma.
When you see this logo, it's not gonna scream weed store like fucking bloods in the air. Like
no Comic Sans.
No, they're not doing that. So yeah, that's my stance on this logo. Like, when it comes to them paying that much for it, I mean, this is taxpayer money. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking about, but I don't know who this designer is.
you'd have
Probably
to
it's a
know.
prestigious designer, so
R&D, market
Yeah, we'd have to know how the
research.
money was allotted
he
to, right?
he's like the grandson of fucking the great grandson of Pascasco or some shit.
Costco. He sells you the paintings in
Costco.
wholesale,
Yeah.
whole bulk.
Costco. With your fucking
Costco.
membership card. Yeah, but yeah, that's my stance as a graphic designer. I don't know if that was very
Nah, whatever. You
in-depth or
broke
not.
it down.
But yeah, yeah, that's my stance.
Speaking of marijuana, yo, they just
Yeah, I was about
They
to
passed
say.
the Senate just voted 44 to 29, and they passed. They passed the Liberal government's marijuana legalization bill at the second reading. So there has to be another reading,
Yeah.
and then it's ratified when the Attorney General signs it, or when it's signed by the Attorney General.
Yeah, so
So-
we're just gonna like a
We're
step
gonna wait
or
it
two
out,
away.
but yeah, very getting closer to it. The weed stocks will go up. So if anyone's in weed stocks, like those will go
So
up and
hopefully
down
by the
and up
time
and
you
down.
hear this,
But yo,
would have bought some weed stuff.
this is not an investor channel, so yo, if your stock plummets, don't blame me.
Hey, yeah, this is
Alright.
just a podcast.
Invest in Millennial Hipsters.
Yes,
yes.
when we get our ticker up.
Right.
Also, when we incorporate ourselves.
Ah, shit.
Yo, can I just plug? Actually, I know a good friend who like started another vlog, like a video vlog, and it's called Sixth Round Vlogs. His name is Jesse, Jesse. Just a short plug. He's been actually tuning into Millennial Hipsters, so that just give him a
Nice,
small
man.
plugs. He like talks about MMA and shit. He's like a funny guy too, so check him out.
Shout out to Jesse.
Just want to shout
Yeah,
him
maybe
out.
we could get him on here sometime or something.
Yeah,
who
man,
knows?
he's keen. He's keen on it. So yeah, man, shouts to that, and shouts to like, bro, my boss listening to the podcast and shit. Like, just people just randomly at
Your
work.
boss.
Listen, I
listening
know
to
it's
the
crazy.
podcast.
It's a touchy subject, right?
Hello.
It's like,
All right, wrap it up. All right.
but yeah, man.
So you love your job, eh?
Yeah, I love my job, man.
Shadow Roll, Brian, futuristic George Jetson.
Oh shit. Yo, you gotta turn those up. Can we hear them? We gotta hear those.
Yeah, we'll hear them when you listen back.
Oh my god, we won't. I can't even hear them. You gotta rip that again. That old George.
Shadow Robotic, futuristic George Jetson.
Oh, it's classic.
All right, you guys want to let's get into some music.
Oh shit, yo.
I'm so out of the loop.
Hitting
Really?
an hour
So
soon.
weird.
Oh my god, Flatbush
That's
Zombies!
Oh, those
Oh,
guys
is that
are
the
back.
wave
They
right
are
now?
back.
They're
I
back!
didn't hear the tune that you posted, but yeah, I like them. I
Check
like them.
it
I
out.
like
Yeah,
them.
listen, the
Oh,
only reason I
actually-
know about Flatbush Zombies is because of Booth and these guys, man. They're fucking sick.
Yeah.
So they're separate from ASAP.
Yeah, they're their own crew.
They're more affiliated with, like, if you guys know the Underachievers and Joey Badass, like those guys, like they're very closely knit because they come from, if I'm not mistaken, from a place called Flatbush, which someone told me is a really rich area, but I'm pretty sure there's like some impoverished-ridden areas
Oh.
in Flatbush.
No, Biggie was from Bed-Stuy, man. I was gonna say Biggie was from Flatbush.
I'm not sure as to where the Flatbush Zombies are actually
Flatbush,
from.
I've
like,
never been to
they're
these
sick,
places.
yeah.
Flatbush
So
is
I
like
can't really talk.
comparative to Malvern.
Is Flatbush compared to Malvern? Bro, a lot of these obscure places in New York are like 10 times worse than Malvern. Man.
No, I mean,
Malvern's
like,
like-
Their
size-wise.
best
Their best place
are
looks like
worse than
Malvern.
Malvern.
Bro, when you
Yeah.
come to Malvern, it's like
No, I mean size wise.
Oh, size-wise.
okay. It's like 17-year-old brown mans and beamers all over the place. Like there's no. No, I'm joking.
Here?
But yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, but like,
Malvern's like become such a good, nice community now. Like,
yeah.
you know, it's like everyone's like doing it. Like there's like.
You're saying like it's bad.
I know he's like, yeah, I know.
Nah, guy.
Fuck, can't even tell anyone I'm from
Sick,
Malvern
that's
anymore.
sick.
It'd be hard.
Come on.
No, but I still like relative to what's around us. We're like, you know, the
Malvern's
ugly
doing good
child.
now.
Yeah,
No.
right.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, oh, we're from Malvern. Like, it is hard to say that because it's just like, just because I see the community so often, that's what it is, right? Whereas there's someone that doesn't see the community.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they'll
every time I
say,
tell
like, oh,
somebody
we're
from
like-
Malvern, they're like shook. I'm like,
Yeah, right?
yo, calm down. Like,
But
calm
that
down.
that works out as to why John sighed, because don't worry, we still have that hard credibility outside there. Don't worry. Outside, don't worry about it. You can still say it. We still have our street cred. But yeah, Flatbush Zombies. Yo, they have a new album coming out. They just released 2 singles from the album. It's called Vacation in Hell. The 2 singles are Headstone and You and I. They're sick. I just love how these guys rap.
Nice.
Yo, can you play some?
sounds-
Or no, I'll play some.
Yeah, pull it up, man.
Yeah, man. Just other shit I've been listening to. I don't know, man. Like just
Which one should I pull up?
Headstone is really good.
Headstone?
Yeah. And also, while that's rocking, Drake and Lauryn Hill are collabed on something, or they made music together.
Oh, okay.
He leaked it, and he has like a snippet of it somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And he's about to drop something soon with.
Yeah, he said he's working on an album
He
during
is, he
that
is.
Drake night at the Rappers game.
He is working on an album. Yeah.
But like, that's expected.
I mean,
That it's different when he officially announces it.
Yeah, because I mean he's been dropping singles here and there, but do you think any of those are from the album, like God's Plan or
No, he usually doesn't do that, right?
Yeah, I
Like
guess
he'll drop
so.
some fire, and then it's nowhere to be seen on the actual project.
Later, yeah.
All right, this
Yeah.
is Flatbush Zombies Headstone.
Yeah, it's pretty in the background.
And yeah, then like people kind of forget about it, and then you go back and listen, and like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of this stuff in my car. I give it the car listen, and it's just great. It's just really refreshing rap. Like the Flatbush is really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to hear something other than Migos. You know what I mean?
Other than Migos, and that's what it is. This. If you need to hear something other than Migos, this is your shit. Like,
Or other than the Atlanta sound. You know?
Yeah, it's just been
Atlanta's been running it for a while.
dirty South.
Someone's gotta, give us something.
Actually,
Not hating, but I mean like we just need variety with music, you know.
I also want to plug in, since we're on the topic of hip hop and rap and stuff, RIP to Craig Mack, because we never actually had a chance to say
Craig
that.
Mack.
If anyone has fond memories of Craig Mack, please share them
Spit
now.
mad flavor in here.
No, I
Yes.
don't even understand how they didn't understand.
There it is.
And then Stephen Hawking as
Stephen
well.
Hawking died, yo.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Stephen
Stephen
Hawking.
Hawking.
With,
yeah, man. Speaking of like Atlanta rap, there's an actual like polar opposite to the Migos and like all that trap rap, right? I just got into a group called Earth Gang. Those guys are pretty sick. They're signed to J. Cole's label Dreamville, and there's another guy called JID. So check those out if you want to like listen to something other than the trap rapish type of stuff. And they're sick. So I would compare them to the Flatbush Zombies of ATL. So check those
Sick.
guys out. Pretty sick.
That's the thing. It was bound to happen though in Atlanta
Yeah.
for like the underground rappers to kind of come up and say, okay, whoa, like there's another facet of rap that exists here. It's not always like the trap type setting. So it was bound to happen. Like you're gonna get flavors.
Just like with Sci-Hi the Prince, he's not all trap, even though he does some of it.
right.
He's still like lyrical. He's still like hits you with those like metaphors and like type of rhymes.
Like I said, the videos that those Earth Gang guys put out are like crazy. I'm not sure if I could, myself personally, listen to the music on its own, but the overall vibe, like with the music video and everything, is crazy. They're just like out in the forest. Like production values are crazy on those things, man. Like they don't fucking around with those videos.
Yeah, man. They're with J. Cole, so
They got the budget.
they have the
You
budget.
know what I mean? Speaking again, we're
one
just
song by my bad.
Do it.
JID. It's called Division featuring Earth Gang. So
this is JID and Earth Gang
yeah,
on the same
they
track.
they collab like
Earth Gang is a group of what, 3 guys?
two guys.
Two guys.
And then JID is this one guy. I'll play this in the background.
This is called
Division.
you guys hear how Martin Shkreli, he went to jail, but then quick hit on Martin Shkreli, raised the price of a drug for AIDS treatment, so therefore the insurance companies that had to pay for it to supply people that needed it were paying like an exorbitant amount of dollars for their customers. It was pretty much fuck you to the insurance companies. Rah rah rah. He went to jail for 7 years. Though the thing is, now his assets have to be divvied up, and he's defrauded investors, so he owes investors money. So one of the assets that he has that is this Wu-Tang album.
Oh right.
That is now in the possession of
the state.
of the Department of Justice Attorney General, bro.
Okay.
This album is like burning a hole it's like the holy grail, man.
Yo,
Like,
The fucking government.
Unreleased or
yeah,
unreleased,
Martin
yeah.
Shkreli. So if you don't know the story, Martin Shkreli bought the latest record album done by Wu-Tang, and it's never been heard before. And he sold it. He bought it off. He bought it off Wu-Tang for I think it was like a couple $1 million. It was one of a kind. The only copy.
I think the whole thing about that album is that it was supposed to be released like 100 years
88 years after something
it was recorded or some shit like
right.
that. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, which is crazy. So the album was supposed to be like released 88 years after.
So it was a big deal.
After it was recorded. So basically, Martin Shkreli had it. Now he's in jail 7 years. The Department of the State now has to sell all of his assets, like all the monies that he has, and pay off the investors he defrauded.
right?
One of the assets is the album, but the thing is, you won't sell the album for as much as he bought it for.
No.
Right? It's never going to be worth $1 million. It's
Yeah.
just an album now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to someone maybe, right? Because once the album gets out of the public, it's going to get ripped and then distributed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Somebody's gonna record it off their phone, like
Right.
you know?
Anything, absolutely. But the thing is, it's so funny that the Attorney General of the United States, the Department of Justice, has his finger on the fucking trigger as to when to let this Wu-Tang out. We're talking about a Wu-Tang album, guys. Like,
Yeah.
this is not like the next Migos. Like, this is not the fucking Drake drop. Like, this is the Wu-Tang album.
Like, you don't know if I hate to say it, but you don't know if they're ever gonna make
Do it
another
again.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang album.
You know what's funny? I read this comment on YouTube saying that the U.S. government is about to drop the hottest album.
Yo, that deserves an air horn right now. Oh my goodness, it's so true. That's actually so bizarre when you think about it.
Yeah, but why can't they just sell it to another Martin Shkreli type dude, a guy who's actually gonna hold on to it? And
I think that's actually another really funny point, is because, see, that's just so funny. It just builds Martin Shkreli's brand, right? Because no other billionaire or millionaire is going to spend that much money to buy the album. They want to sell the money for as much as possible.
right.
Because the investors he's owed is worth in the millions,
Yeah, they
right?
need millions of dollars.
So it's like, which one of these white fat cat investors is going to pay more than $12 for this thing? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
How do
they're not in the know because they're
right,
older, right?
Right.
Yo,
This
Drake,
guy's a young guy.
Drake, fucking buy the album.
Oh yeah.
We know you got that Wu-Tang Forever song.
Yo, maybe.
That would be nice.
Maybe it's only to Americans. He's Canadian. Is he American? Who knows? Who knows how it's going to go
Pretty sure they
down?
can sell it anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how do they divvy up assets? Is it by auction or?
Yeah,
it's
exactly. It's by auction,
right?
yeah.
So then that's where the
First come, first serve. That's what it is, right?
This guy was in hip hop and pharmaceuticals and like all over the place.
Yeah, he was just he was young, of course. Like, which is crazy. I mean, I don't.
Pretty much, he was the biggest troll of the last like few years.
This decade.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
It's
not,
true.
He's not just an internet troll, like a real in life troll.
In real life,
Like,
troll. How do you troll thousands?
He trolled
and
the
thousands?
government. He trolled.
Yeah, hip hop fans at the same
Hip-hop
time.
fans.
How do you do that to both?
Yeah.
At the same time, right?
He trolled like $1 million investors. Like that's big trolling right there.
Like,
That's,
usually-
step your troll game up. He trolls.
Word up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll have time to cover, but there's just so much to talk about. I think that, listen, I don't know who Lil Greedo is, so let's not give him any clout, okay?
I don't know.
There's a lot of people that don't know what
Man, we're
clout means.
trying to give more of these fucking guys clout, man.
The guy that called Tupac a
trying to,
bitch
like,
ass dude.
Did you talk about Little Xan's talking
Oh,
about how
yeah.
boring, how he thinks?
We did that last time.
We did, right? Okay.
Yeah, put that guy out of bed, please. He needs to
so
go
then
to sleep.
skip over to what
Past the bedtime.
what we were saying about the
Lil
new
Zango night night.
the new artist marketing strategy.
Yeah.
What was it? Disrespect
Tupac. Act gay.
Yeah. Or
Say
say
Drake.
Drake.
Slash sus.
That's sus.
Yeah. And that, or act like Drake or stole your flow.
XXX.
Or
Yo.
all of the above.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a new SoundCloud rappers like that, if you want to get some publicity, that's what you gotta do.
This meme has been seen, man. We gotta move from this. But yo, the big contender though, the big fight of the week, or possibly the last 2 weeks, is this Rihanna versus Snapchat debacle. And I don't know if you guys saw the meme. Snapchat posted it. But where have you been?
I heard about the story.
Okay, good. Thank God.
Yeah.
John was looking at me clueless, and I had to just tune.
No, I heard the story. No.
Yeah,
Yo, you're Snapchat man.
I know you are the
on.
Snapchat guy.
Yeah,
John
but
is
I'm
the
pretty
most
sure
active.
you came up on like the
Snapchat.
ads.
John's been.
I didn't see the ad,
John's
but I
been
see
kinda busy.
I see a lot of stupid ads on there though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, give him the Snapchat handle. What are you on Snapchat?
Yeah, drop that for the viewers.
Yeah, man.
Or the
Nah, man.
listeners.
Yo,
rather.
what are you
don't want
talking
to.
about? You put so much blood, sweat, and tears into your snaps, like
Bro,
the
you have your
food,
Snapchat
the slow mos, then
Your
like
Snap
the game.
Your Snap
game's actually on point. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on,
like
bro.
the food, the slow mo food, and then like if the game's on, I'll know because of you.
But anyone can do that shit, man.
No, but you're
Yeah, but
doing
nobody does it.
Nobody actually does that. I'm not really invested in Snap as much as I thought I would be.
I don't know. I'm off and on. Like this week, I haven't posted shit.
Yeah, but when you do it, you do it.
We made him nervous. We scared him. It's like when you bring the little kid into the room to say hi to all the relatives.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Johnny, do your
Come do
dance.
the dance. Don't do the dance for the relatives coming. He's like, no. He starts crying.
Well, if you find me on Instagram, which is linked to Millennial Hipsters, then you can see my Snapchat. Yeah.
Okay,
That's the best way to do it, man. Yeah, if you want to find anybody, any of us, just follow Millennial Hipsters. That's the handle, and you'll find us.
Millennial Hipsters, man.
Because two of you guys change your handles all the time. If you guys want to find me, it's Boofmatic. You know that.
What's my okay, so my handle now is All Hail T'Challa on Instagram. It was, and then I changed it to Cot Boys.
What does that mean?
Boys?
Cot Boys is just like a cool Tamil guy saying Hot Boys.
Oh.
Like a fabulous Tamil guy
I
saying
thought
Hot
you meant
Boys.
cot, like is in
no, like cot.
like the crib.
No, like in a cot? No.
Oh, like a cot like you sleep on?
No, I mean like when
Like that's not actually a bed, but it's like a piece of foam.
I just mean like when
It's
I
like what the baby's the crib. It's like a baby's crib.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
not
like a cot. Yeah.
Okay, I've got to change my handle. No one got my Cot Boys reference, but okay.
Is it caught with a K?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
come on, right? Then you would know, I guess. Yeah.
All right, since everybody's doing plugs,
Do
follow me at Instajam on Instagram.
Yo,
This guy's changed, bro.
yo,
guy's
the
plugged
fame got to his head,
but,
bro.
but only for the live streams. Only for
Okay,
live
okay.
streams.
Where can we catch your mixes, your live mixes?
live mixes?
Record them, please.
Yes,
'Cause-
I shall.
Watching it from the other side now, like I used to like just live stream shit now, and watching it from the other side, I'm like, yo, I'm doing shit. I want to watch it. Like I actually want to watch it, but I can't just right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So record it somehow, and then I can
Yeah.
catch it later.
I just
Sometimes
like,
I do.
I just like to stream it live just to see people's comments and stuff like that. But like, yeah, Insta Jam on Instagram. I stream every Friday. I do a mix of like different shit. Like you won't. It's a place you go when you don't want to hear the regular shit. I'm playing all that like different shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But like it's dope shit. So
Yo, spell it out for them.
Instagram
Your
or
plug.
Instajam. INSTA Jam JAHM.
Yeah, because yo, I was trying to find you on Instagram, and it's actually hard to find you,
Oh yeah.
even if I spell your shit right.
Really?
Yeah, because you know how you try to find a particular name on Instagram, and it'll give you like 30 other names first, and then you have to literally find the
Yeah.
name. Like I search for names all the time because I'm curious as to whether or not someone has them, right?
Right.
And yeah, I have to literally scroll through the list to see who has it. Because like White Girls Give Me Becky is like I love that go to, and it's always taken, but sometimes it's not.
Weird.
So yeah, it's crazy. Instagram is like shit, bro. But getting back to Snapchat, I just want to quickly say that everyone's up in arms about this whole Rihanna Snapchat thing. Basically, on Snapchat they posted, you know how Snapchat
Oh, right.
has their
Yes.
stupid surveys like, would you kiss this person or kill it, whatever. So they posted
But
their,
it's
their
always like a third party. Or finish what you're saying.
So basically, in Snapchat, they gave you and I get what you're saying. It's through like a third-party
Yeah, it's like
news outlet.
Cosmopolitan,
right?
something like
Right. And I'm not sure exactly how it was sent to Snapchat users, but it was like a survey: would you punch Chris Brown or would you slap Rihanna?
Which
Yeah, that's
Which is-
crazy.
And then that triggered Rihanna.
That's crazy.
But I do want to know what Jam has to say about this whole thing.
Me?
It's like table calls, like round table callouts.
About this whole thing. Okay, so I don't know, man. Like Snapchat, like they're fucking up, man. I can't lie. Like, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not a Snapchat user, so like I can't come from like the biased fucking side of it. and the reason I don't use it is not because of anything negative or anything like that. I just don't find any use for it.
Right.
I'm just disclosing that before anybody tries to fucking like take me down for this. But, you know, I've just been hearing it's been fucking up lately. Boof told me that they had an update that really kind of fucked things up, and it's not like the regular shit that people are used to. So people are kind of complaining about that. They're making, you know, fucked up strategic marketing moves with the whole Chris Brown Rihanna thing. Like, I don't know who they were trying to reach with that. And then it was in bad taste. It was like really just like, you know, what the fuck. Like,
and then they were called up by Kylie Jenner too.
And they got called up by Kylie Jenner like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
And now this Rihanna thing, and Rihanna like gave them a whole fucking essay, just like, you know, getting them the fuck out of here, like, you know.
Shit, I didn't read the essay. There's an essay.
Yeah,
there was like a Instagram post.
She slammed them, and she slammed them pretty good.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, I don't know if somebody wrote that for her. Like, it seemed like a PR stunt, like kind of thing, like PR writing, but like,
was it eloquent? Like, it was like on point.
You know, it sounded like Rihanna.
It
sounded like Rihanna, but she had like some like, you know, slick like metaphors in there. Like,
I get you.
You know, it's like
strong, powerful woman metaphors that like really make you think.
It was actually like, you know, like kind of like
shit, okay.
actually like dissing them and shit like that.
I think that she was the one to write it, man, because she was the one who got slapped the fuck up by Chris Brown and like shit. I mean, like she's I know I don't follow her on Snapchat, but I'm guessing she was an avid user, and you know she checked Snapchat and she saw.
I don't know much about Snapchat, so I can't read it.
Probably someone sent it to her.
Yeah, you know,
sent it to her.
It's like,
but either way,
celebrities don't have feelings.
But yo, either way, that whole message that she sent to them was pretty fucking. That was lit.
That's crazy.
Like, you know.
And their stock dropped too, so I think that was important. That's the whole thing when Kylie Jenner was like, "Yo, Snapchat ain't even a thing anymore," and then their stock kind of dropped a little bit, which is kind of cool. I don't know if those things are like, if it was causality, maybe there's a correlation.
And from the Rihanna thing, as I finish, they lost nearly $1 billion. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now, but like they lost
800 million,
which is almost $1 billion. So I mean, I don't know how much they're worth, but I'm just saying that's a hard hit. That's my stance on it.
Right.
But,
lost 800 billion, and I know you may not know that because I don't know the particulars either. But when you with like a loss in terms of like that's how many users,
their market share.
Oh shit! Okay, right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
That was for that particular day. I don't know if they're up or down or whatever.
Right. I mean, to play the other side, like the
Joe Biden podcast. Here's my sentiments. I'm just saying.
The thing is, it's like. I don't. For me, it's like these are like huge. These are mega platforms. Like, you know, Snapchat has now gained a lot of traction. Like, therefore, they have a lot of power too. And I just think like I don't feel like any of these celebrities are going to end any of these platforms anytime soon. Like we're talking about Monique versus Netflix. You know, like whoever versus Facebook. Facebook has breached 1,000 million billion security. Like, if you could name the things they've done wrong, it'd be like a never-ending list, bro.
It's impossible to have these kind of platforms and have things not go wrong.
That's true too.
The amount of data
and the amount of exposure. That's another thing too. With how many people they're seeing.
Like, I'll call all 4 of them right now. There's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Those are the 4.
Hey, YouTube is.
YouTube. Right? But I was talking about like more places where you post a profile and then bio information about yourself.
Got you. It's true. I feel like YouTube is like the liar's platform. There's no genuine like comments on YouTube anymore.
Don't go into the comments.
Don't try to find someone's identity on YouTube. It's not gonna happen.
YouTube, I feel like
full of trolls.
You kind of be who you want.
It's mainly video.
We are the Millennial Hipsters on YouTube.
On YouTube, there it is.
That's funny. So you tell people not to go to YouTube. Don't go to YouTube.
The fun is
everybody just go to YouTube and delete everything else. Like,
but yeah, man, I guess we'll just kind of have to see like and play it out and see like what effect this will actually have on Snapchat, because like they have been like, who knows, like it may seem like they're getting their ass kicked by celebrities, but I don't know. I feel like it was not. Listen, in any case, it wasn't a cool move on Snapchat either. Like that meme's kind of lame anyway. Like it's kind of stupid to post something like that.
People gotta sign off on this shit. They don't think somebody was fired or something. Like,
it's true.
Oh man. Right. So.
Ghetto robotic futuristic George Jetson.
Yo, man. If I'm gonna slip that in there, I found my old PS2. I blew the dust off that shit, and I'm just cranking it full blow. Like, honestly, I would think I was telling Jamley earlier today, the PS2 is like the greatest system of all time. There, I said it. All right?
Yeah,
So sorry,
I mean,
Nintendo
I agree.
lovers.
That's my stance too. That's my stance too.
I didn't even have a PS2, and I'll still say that.
PS2 was nice.
Yeah.
PS2 was good. Good old days.
I just say, like, based on the variety of games you got from A to fucking Z and beyond. Like,
crazy.
the types of games you got.
It's so
like,
true.
They wouldn't be like the most premium games you ever played, but you got a lot of different
lots of content.
Different content.
The Warriors. Very
The
fun
Warriors,
game.
like, you didn't get that on Xbox.
You
I'm
had
not saying
that.
Xbox is bad, but
Actually, no. There was a version on Xbox.
Was there?
There was for.
Yeah, there was.
Okay, my bad.
But I will say
I
there was
retract that statement.
There was a way bigger variety of games on PS2 versus Xbox. And
100%, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like the people
'Cause-
who were, when we were younger, like the bootlegger kids, like the kids that burned their games and wanted to play like the Japanese games that were never released in Canada, like the PS2 was their shit, you know?
Yeah.
PS2 got modded hard.
Yeah, for
So hard.
sure. Like,
Modded the
mad.
hell
that's why
out
you
of
can't
them.
mod a PS4. Like you can't mod a PS3 or the PS4. Like it's impossible.
And back then, it was a big deal because it was a DVD player.
oh yeah,
You could bootleg your DVDs, play it in the fucking PlayStation.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
So you
I
bootleg,
think
the bootleg machine.
PS2 era is probably like the peak of Pacific Mall runs.
Oh my goodness!
yes,
Wow.
definitely. Yeah. You
Dragon Center and all that shit too.
because
Yeah,
you're not
Dragon Center.
going there for PS4 games. There's no such thing as a bootleg
No,
PS4
that's what it is. No one's going there for
bootleg
video
PS3,
games, bro.
like-
I'm doing Kijiji hunts like on Saturday for my PS4 discount games. Like messaging fucking random Indian young kids who don't want to play the games anymore. Like, Prob, please answer my text. Please confirm that you will sell me this game for $22.
He's not
Like,
lying. I went on one of these runs. We waited in a gas station for,
oh yeah, Boop was with me.
and like a whole family showed up in their
The
van.
whole family.
Bruh.
That's hilarious.
You don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, I'll trade a game and then I'll want it back. Like, I'll think about it months later. I'll be like, yo, that game was sick. I gotta find it. And I'll find it. And then, slow and behold, it's like someone that's literally like 2 kilometers away selling the game. And I'll just
That's funny.
show up with dough and I'll be like, hey, I'll buy
You'll
this.
be like, yo, I'll chop this for 30, like, and then a month later, you're like, yo, I'll get it back.
I need that back.
For like
I need
20.
that back for like 15 or
Or
whatever.
like, whatever, yeah.
But yo, shout outs
The
to
magic of that shit.
Shout out to the marketplace on Kijiji, the game marketplace. There's people like, if you want to find a weird game, like try Kijiji first.
That's why I love Kijiji, and I
It's
love
so
that
great.
physical games are still a thing. Like, people are still chopping the physical games, like, and they're like way cheaper than the digital right now. Like,
Yeah.
I
you know,
need digital, man. I need that physical media.
yeah.
You realize though that they're like, you know what's crazy that you say that digital copies are more expensive now? It's because you're paying for the luxury of not getting up and switching the disc.
It's
essentially.
true. It's true.
You know,
That's why.
but they don't charge you tax, which is good. Which is actually good if you buy it online.
That's the pro of that. But yeah, I mean, if you're ever thinking of selling your game and you only have digital, you can't sell your game.
Yeah,
Nope.
That's the other
That's the
thing.
shit part.
That's the other thing.
If you're like, yo, I don't play this game anymore. It's taking up It's taking up space on my hard drive. It's like shit. You're shit out of luck.
Absolutely.
You have to just delete the game and get nothing back.
You can't
from
even lend it to your friends.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Not that I lend shit to my friends anyway. But yeah, are we good? What's up? We good? I can fish some in.
We'll go a little longer.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
I don't know about this. OJ Simpson is coming out of the woodworks.
This guy's still making
He's like finessing, man. He's like coming out.
So okay, what happened?
So basically, he there was like footage of like there was an interview.
Wait, hold on. This. I just need. I need to get that in.
Okay.
OJ Simpson. All right.
Is it
I'm
really
sorry.
as quiet as? Okay, whatever. So yeah, he's like coming out of the woodworks, like talking about all these hypotheticals. He did an interview with the reporter saying like, you know, hypotheticals of how he did it. If he did do it, this is how I would do it. And like the interview's on YouTube, like you can watch it. And during the interview, he's all like,
If I did do it, this is how I would.
like he's all nervous and laughing about it. Like it's not a good look. It's fucking weird, you know. And then
Why would you even sign yourself up for that?
it's so, well, I mean,
money.
that's what people are saying. The bag,
guess,
like he's trying to get paid for
Mm.
these interviews, right?
Yeah.
And this was like years ago, right?
Yeah, and people are just like kind of pulling that shit up, like talking about whether or not OJ did it. Like, it's
How
so
did they
crazy.
have this interview and they didn't air it? That's
I
crazy.
know, right?
And
Maybe
they decided to do it back then. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so
and
crazy.
like it's like from 12 years ago or some shit. 10 years ago.
Sure.
I think it's like a really old interview too. And it just
But I think his
resurfaced.
name is just being thrown back into the media. And like, yo, I remember, like, just a quick story. My grandma, she used to watch the trial every day because the trial would be on TV.
Oh, yeah, I remember my parents watching that shit.
She watched the trial
For
every day,
months.
and like she was so adamant that OJ was innocent.
Yeah.
Like we're talking a South Asian grandmother who's like, you know, back in the 90s, like didn't have the best predisposition towards black people, period. But yet defending OJ Simpson every night. Like if we brought it up, she would be so adamant that
he was like the MJ of football
Yeah, he
like,
was.
back in the day. Like,
He was like an
you know,
icon.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah, he
you
was
know,
like a household
everybody
name.
loved him.
He
Like,
was
white people. everybody.
what was that movie? He even had a cameo in
Naked Gun.
Yeah, Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
Yeah.
And he was just like a household
Yeah.
name, and everybody loved him. And I think, it's
And
just
then
crazy.
like everyone hated him like instantly.
but he obviously did it though.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here that doesn't
course.
think that
No.
he did it? Like,
No.
I need to.
I think I always thought he did it. To be honest, the way he acts, like as if like nothing,
But-
like it's just nothing.
the
Like
thing is like
I always
that's
thought
why
he did it. To be
that's why
fucking
some
honest.
people celebrate him so much in his story, right?
he got away.
Because he killed a white woman in the midst of racial tension in America and got away with it.
Well, yeah, that's
Right?
in America. For me, like I'm just like,
Right? For me, it's
this
just
guy
like it's a
fucking-
farce, of course, for us. Like, but in America, it's like such a
it's a big
crazy topic because
yeah. Because like so many.
Would he have got?
Well,
away?
I don't
Would he have
know.
got away if he wasn't a fucking pro football
maybe not. I'm saying- well, the jury was
idolized by all these people?
the lawyer. His lawyer attacked the jury. And you can kind of vote people off the jury if you feel like they have a bias, and the jury ended up being more like it was mostly a black jury. Not that says anything, but you know when you break down the stats of it all, it's like you can see how the case was folded into his favor, right?
Yeah.
So O.J. Simpson's a crazy interesting story, and honestly, it's like this cast is called Millennial Hipsters, and I know people that are in their fucking 20s that have no idea who the fuck O.J. Simpson is, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
When
That-
they should.
That it's still fucking going on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
20 some odd later.
I know people our age, bro. Not even 20. I know people our age who don't even know the O.J. Simpson story.
No,
You
no.
know?
Those
And
people
that's
just
crazy.
fucking go to sleep.
This nuts. And there are people out there that don't know the O.J. Simpson story, and like, and I can get that because when O.J.
Like,
Simpson
where are
was,
you fucking?
but when-
Where are you from?
when the trial was going on, we were so young.
All right.
We were kids when it initially
Yeah, we were
happened.
young.
I
We were
just wanna
young,
say that. We were
right?
kids when it started.
Yes, but I mean, like, if you remember anything from the `90s, you remember that.
Remember at least the chase.
Yeah.
Yo, we watched the Chase. Do you remember that?
I think we
Bronco.
saw it.
Watch the
I think
Chase.
we
Bro, we
caught
were
it.
like, my family was tuned into this shit.
Well, the thing is because you have
I remember that when I was like 5 years old.
the
or whatever
other
the
thing
fuck
is
that was
that
happening.
you're coming from like a semi-black household, no? Like,
Yeah,
there's some
yeah,
influences there, and you, of course, like you're right. Whereas, like, if this guy was Indian, we'd all be tuning in, right?
Oh, true.
Run, man! Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you guys were doing back then. Like, we were watching TV.
We were probably watching cricket.
Yeah, right. But I think that has a lot to do with that, especially in America. Listen, it's like cultural.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
culture thing. But yeah, listen, I know the sentiment. You guys were watching The Chase. That's insane. That's
Yo,
crazy.
I remember watching the Chase.
think
With like my entire family.
Caught it as it was happening live. I think that's how it
I was like
happened.
4 years old.
Yeah, but it was luck of the draw that you happened to flip on that channel at that time, right?
No, he said
think it was-
Nah,
your parents.
my
Parents.
parents
Or
were
did like
controlling-
someone call your house and be like, "Yo,
Maybe.
check this out"?
Maybe it
even
was
know.
it was the 90s, so that's
Yeah.
probably
I even
the
know,
home
bro.
phone
we were
rings.
like we were small. We were
All
like
of a
little
sudden,
kids.
like everybody's around the news and the TV, and
we were just on the
just
ground, like,
like down on the
we were
ground,
playing with our toys.
But the fact that you distinctly remember that moment,
Yeah,
then
I
is
remember.
amazing.
Like, you know, I remember the white van, and he's just racing down the highway, and then like my parents are like, and whoever's in the room are just watching it for like
Right.
hours.
That's insane.
We didn't know what was going on at the time, but like,
it's like, oh, something's happening.
yeah,
Years later, here we are.
yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah. I remember watching that shit live.
It wasn't even like a chase. It was more like they were just following.
Yeah,
he wasn't going for
exactly. It was like
Yeah, he wasn't speeding or like, he was
cops
just like thinking what to do.
overtook him, or do that little side swipe thing, and
Yeah.
See, because he was O.J. Simpson, they didn't do
Right,
that, right?
right?
They were wondering, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're the state's hero right now, and like, what's going on? You know, crazy. So yeah, I mean, I guess my whole point, or our whole point here, is that like, if you guys don't know who O.J. Simpson is, go read the fucking Wikipedia.
I want to watch that show.
Oh yeah,
That show about him, right?
really? There's a show. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a show about O.J.
It's
yeah.
like a little miniseries.
Cuba Gooding is in it. Yeah,
is
man.
he OJ?
He's OJ?
I'm not sure.
He must be.
No, he might have been the lawyer.
shit.
I'm not even sure. Cuba
What's the
Gooding?
show called?
I think it's called this. Is it the story of? No, it's not the story of OJ. Is it?
No.
That's Jay-Z's track.
Yeah,
That's some other name I can't remember.
okay.
But that was on my to-watch list.
Check. No, it was apparently a sick show. Like,
Okay.
it
Oh, is
was
it?
crazy? Yeah.
I'll find out. Talk about shows.
Shows.
I mean, okay.
Altered
Carbon.
I'll talk about
Is it good?
Altered Carbon a little. I watched.
He watched
it,
the entire thing. I watched 4 episodes. So
I probably have to watch it again because they try to condense a lot of like terminology. It's futuristic based, so I mean like you're learning things about that time as you're watching the show. And man, the show's actually kind of like it's like hallucinogenic thriller because they're putting you like in a Matrix sort of situation. We're talking about alien technology and humans using it in a way to sort of bring back humans to life.
the show's like watching a Travis Scott music video.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
I
like.
think so.
Like, wow.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm probably gonna have to watch it again. But
But is it visually like that too?
Yeah, it's like
Visually-
visually, but it's visually sick.
visually
though.
10 out of 10.
It's like
yeah?
like
Visually, it's
bro,
amazing. It
the
looks
product
great.
value on this fucking show. I don't even know.
No
man.
way.
It's
It's
crazy, crazy.
I don't know if you could rate a show by this, but like understanding it, I'd give it like a 6.5.
That's coming from you.
Yeah, that's just me. That's a subjective rating. Like,
How
for
does it
me-
measure up? Like, is it in Black Carbon? Is it in Black Carbon? Is it in Black Mirror's Lane? Like, do they compete? Like, are
It's
they
way more sci-fi, story-driven,
Super sci-fi.
yeah.
Yeah.
super sci-fi.
Wow.
Yeah. And like you have a protagonist, antagonist. Like those Black Mirror episodes are literally in their own vacuum, right? So this is their own episode, their own cast of characters and stuff like that. This show is like an ongoing show. It's pretty good. Check it out. Altered Carbon, Netflix.
I just gotta find out what to watch when I'm bored and shit, because I don't know. Well, Fortnite I can play, because that's like popping apparently.
Now you're playing Fortnite.
Now I'm playing
It's
Fortnite.
popular. Because when I told you back in the day,
But
right?
you know why he's playing Fortnite? Because Drake played Fortnite.
Fortnite? Bro, I download that shit tonight, yo. So apparently Drake was playing Fortnite on Twitch.
Yeah.
With a whole bunch of other stars like X and like a whole bunch of other people.
Travis Scott.
And like 600,000 viewers just initially started watching on Twitch and like fucking broke the website or some shit. I don't even know. Now everyone's like hopping on Fortnite. People that don't even play fucking video games are hopping on Fortnite. Do you still play it?
No, man.
Fuck. Does anyone here play Fortnite?
I played like 3 times. It's all right. It's good.
Yeah.
I got used to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's on mobile
The
now.
game itself, like the mechanics of the game are not good.
Really, eh?
No. I think it's so casual and
It's a little bit sluggy, clunky.
It's sluggy, man. The shooting is off.
A little bit. Yeah. I admit
It's
it.
one of those games like, you pick up the better gun, you automatically are a
It feels like a
sharpshooter.
free game. Let's put it that way. It feels like a free game, like one of those free games that they just toss to you.
And it was.
But it's fun.
Like I'm just trying to break down why this game's so sick. Like that's
I'm
what
just glad I don't have to pay for it when I'm playing.
That's probably
It's the concept of it. It's
Yeah.
like, that shrinking world, it's you versus 100 people and you can squat up and shit too. Yeah. It's just that adrenaline when you're like, the last one left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
survival. Like, out of 100 people on the map, you're trying to be number 1.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
PUBG is also. Oh my gosh! Yo, sick! Wait, pull that again.
Put it in H.
Oh my god, that sounds sick!
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to the Simpsons, man. No one gets my Simpsons references. No one. And like, as I increasingly spend time around younger and younger people, these Simpsons references are just—they're
No.
just.
Oh
Getting
man,
lost.
It's a shame that these kids don't know
You're
The
missing
Simpsons,
that
man.
The Simpsons. I don't want to sound old, but like the Simpsons were a big part of my childhood.
Growing up,
big
yeah,
part of that. The
CBC,
90s, like
5 p.m., bro.
Now, when you see the Simpsons, they're trash.
it's so
haven't
trash.
A new episode in so long.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
Well,
I hate to end it like
I
that.
know. I hate it to end it like that. Listen, I want to just shout out to.
we could cut it out like further into it when we're. I mean,
Oh, we got the administrative
when it
issues
was,
on
like,
mic.
sick. Oh,
Yeah.
oh shit! Hey,
all
oh
ya.
shit! Did you guys hear that? My bad.
Yo, I just want to say, R.I.P. Givenchy, because he was like a chic designer that died, and like now he's dead.
Okay.
Say a word.
So yeah, Givenchy, he passed away. So yo, if you trying to cop anything Givenchy, you better do it now, because like the shit's about to like skyrocket.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Anyone have any plugs? Anyone following anyone notable?
No, I just want to say that we're about to plug ourselves
into you.
Pause.
Pause.
in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
This has been
Wowzers.
Millennial Hipsters episode 8.
Yeah.
And on episode 10, you'll be hearing all of this, everything.
Thanks for listen, just thanks for following us on the journey, and like, you know, we're trying to make this better and shit, as always, and make it more exciting. I think when I listen back to these podcasts, I just want to be more animated and entertained. I feel like we're getting better at this. And yeah, man, like, tune in, and we're just gonna start pushing out. We gotta definitely start plugging, and we're gonna make more effort doing that.
All right, well, that's all we have for today. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll come back next week.
Peace. Yo, peace out.
You got an outro track?